All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Let's see. We are live. All right, cool. All right, Keith, man, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Okay, everybody, if you're tuning in, if you see us, make sure you hit the share button for us, man. Hit the share button for us. We want to go ahead and get this show here rolling. We got a good show set up for this week. If you are here, hit the share button. Make sure you make a comment so that we know who's watching. We have no idea who's watching. This is broadcasting on 6 different platforms in 6 different areas. So just let us know. Start by letting us know what city are you in. What city are you in? Drop it down in the comments so that we know that you're here and we know where you're at, where you're from, all that good stuff. Make sure you hit the share button so we can go ahead and get these numbers up. Make sure you hit the share button so we get these numbers up. I see you had shared over there, Keith. You
Yep.
always excellent, man. Always lead them by example. All right, we ain't gonna do the initial part of the show. We're gonna make this thing as quick as possible because we want to make sure we get into the meat and potatoes. Because we got
Gotcha.
them in. Yeah, bro. It's gonna be a good topic today. It's gonna be a real good show today. Yeah, I'm just not getting my first cup of coffee, brother. It has been a week, man. It's only Tuesday, right?
It's only Tuesday. I'm about to say
Yes,
it's
sir.
only Tuesday.
Hey man, a lot has transpired since last week, since we had last week's show. A whole lot has transpired.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I gotta monitor and make sure that your devices are working properly.
Don't be trying to test my stuff. My stuff is
Yeah.
it's doing right now.
Yeah,
Like
I'm just making sure,
I usually have to go out and then come back in and once I
man.
come back in.
Yeah, we're gonna see how long we last. Mm. All right, cool. But definitely, hey, a lot has definitely transpired this
Most
week right
definitely.
here. All right,
Most
cool.
definitely.
Let's jump into this one. I started off with the poll of the week, right?
Okay.
As we always do, and I asked one that's going into voting, right? So
Uh-huh.
yeah. Because since that's what we're gonna be tackling today, voting. Okay,
Okay.
so I came up with one question, then I was like, okay, that ain't working. So let's try another one. So I tried another question. I was like, man, that still ain't working. But what I noticed was that I basically asked people, have they ever voted? Do they believe voting is powerful? Right. I was the only person who said no on anything. So I'm like, man, hold on, this not really giving me a true perspective. Like, I know
Exactly.
it got to be somebody out there that ain't feeling,
Exactly.
it's not, yeah, it ain't all the way in. So what I
Exactly.
did, man. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one up, right? And let me see. Yeah, let me share the screen. Uh, share screen. Okay, let me do it like this. I'm trying to work this technology here, brother. Bear with me. Uh, I can barely see. Okay, do I got the right one up? Oh, let me see. Is it on? There it is. All right, cool. So, what does it say, Key? Is this the right one?
No.
Oh, that's our screen.
That's us.
Yeah. Okay. So let me try the other one. Okay. Let me try the other screen. I'm sorry. I can barely see, man. Y'all bear with me out there in the world. Let me.
Mm.
So, um. Okay. Yeah. This is what I want to do. She'll post. I want to go Jason Hunter. I believe this one right here. Okay. Let's see the thing. Stop screen. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone, bro. 'Cause I'm about to mess
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you might want to leave that alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm about to mess everything up. I ain't even gonna do that one today. All right, cool. But long story short, this is what happened, Keith. And let me get the right view back. Let me see. All right, cool. So long story short, bro, because I'm looking at the screen. If anybody goes back, I made a statement, a post that said I'm 38 years old and I've never voted. Then I asked the question, why should I? A lot of people don't, I guess because I'm 38, people kind of assume that I just automatically have the privilege to vote or I'm an active voter, but that's not always the case. So all I did, I started sharing it with a couple people in private conversations, and I got the same response every time, and it was, "Huh, you never voted?" Right? So and so I just shared it up there on my wall, and I just asked a simple question: why should I? I thought it would just be some real, I didn't think it was gonna be that much, man. But we actually had
Exactly.
over 188 comments on the post. And it was very interesting. Did you see it yesterday?
Yeah, I seen it.
You saw it? Yeah, man. A
Yeah,
lot of people saw it. So
yeah. You did
anyway,
you did a whole lot of stirring. I can tell you that much.
yeah, but I mean, I didn't. Like I said, I just made a simple statement. That's my truth. I'm 38 years old and I've never voted before. And then I just asked, well, why should I? I'm 38, and what people don't understand. And matter of fact, just to make it clear, the one thing that I noticed by doing it was that there was a lot of people that came in. Some people were very passionate about their stances, and you had a stance over here and a stance over there. And I'm like, look, man, I just asked a simple question.
Exactly.
I just asked a real simple question. But the bottom line for me, what I noticed was out of all the people that jumped on, and I'm not knocking anybody, I appreciate everybody that actually gave their energy into that conversation. I think it was fantastic. But out of all the people that came on, there was only one person that directly asked me, why haven't you voted? So that would kind of that was my big takeaway from doing the whole thing. Only one person asked me why. For 38 years I thought I didn't have the right to vote.
Got
So yeah, I've been a convicted felon since I was 19 years old. And sometimes I think people forget about it or they don't really take it to account. But what I
exactly
noticed, but
because
what
that
I understand, bro,
exactly.
yeah, but it's 6 million people in this country that do not have their right to vote.
I'm
So,
one of them.
you ain't got your right to vote?
I don't have my right to vote.
Oh, for real? Oh man, I ain't know that.
So this is definitely gonna be good
Yeah.
for me tonight. Yeah.
Hey, and the real interesting part to me was that, bro, the voting process showed. Cause when I put the polls up there, wasn't nobody voting. All the people
Nobody will
that
vote.
won't vote. Ain't nobody pressed the oh, I ain't never voted button, but me. Right? And
Cause
I know,
you ain't get little shift stickers for them to show that they voted. That's why.
to get them what?
Give them no shift sticker. You know, like when you vote, you get a
Oh,
sticker say I voted.
bro, I don't know
You
nothing
have no
about
sticker.
that life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know anything about the voting process. I never gone. I've never showed up. Like I don't know anything about that life. So it's real new to me. I'm actually
Exactly.
learning. So that's why we brought
Exactly.
our guest on today. We're gonna bring him out in a couple minutes. But that's why we
Mm-hmm.
actually brought him on because I was literally just having a discussion with him and he started breaking down things about voting. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty
Wow.
interesting. So if it were interesting to me, I know it'll be interesting to somebody else. So we actually gonna bring him out in a couple minutes. There's another thing, man. Did you see? And I'm gonna try this screen share thing one more time. Did you see the live that we were a part of? The live that
I caught little bits of it.
Yeah, nah, that was phenomenal, man. With it
Really.
was with Nani, yeah, with Nani out of South Florida, man. Now we jumped on that live, man. It was neat because we were talking to a brand new demographic, like a whole audience that we don't never really get to talk to. It was about race, man. We only had one jackass show up. We got him up out of there, that's just how it go, but. Now it was real cool because it was an opportunity for a group of people to really have an open dialogue and talk to a people that probably haven't heard this point of view. The actual things that we face as being black in America. So
Wow.
it was definitely, man. We had over 3,000 views at one night.
Wow. That's crazy.
It still got a whole lot of engagement. So I mean, it was a powerful thing, man. So if anybody hasn't seen that on my page, make sure you look at it. It's on you scroll down on the shift page and it pops straight up, so you can check
Okay.
that out there. Now, hey, I'm gonna stir it up just a little bit, bro. I got to do this, and then we're gonna bring out our man of the hour. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Matter of fact, anybody out there, let us know that you out there because I can't see from where we broadcast and I
So
can't
we
see
got
anybody.
so for the watch party right now, we got Miss Kimberly Lashanti, we got Katrina
Okay.
Jones, Stephanie
All right.
Dennis, Jess
Okay.
Torch, my cousin, Travis Ingram. We got
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Quentin Young
Yes,
here
sir.
joining us as well. So we got a watch party up in here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We appreciate y'all for watching. Making sure y'all hit the share button. Hey, can we see their comments? If they comment, can we see it?
Yeah, so like if anybody comment, like I got just Torch, she just waved at us. Jessica Whitehead
Okay.
just waved at us. So she's saying hello. Frederica Hayes has joined on.
Definitely,
So
definitely. All right, cool, cool. We definitely appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you hit the share button so more people can get in tune with this information that we about to share. All right, cool. Hey, let me see where we at. I'm gonna try this one more time, Keith.
okay.
And I just got this fun feeling I'm about to mess up again, right? Not the entire screen. Let me do application window. Yeah, I don't know what I got going on today, man. I think it's because I'm just now drinking my coffee for the first time. So let's try this.
That's probably
Okay.
what it is. You should have your coffee in the morning.
All right, cool. So let's try this thing here. All right, brother. I'm stirred up just a little bit. Have you
Uh-oh.
seen this?
Uh-oh.
Hey, bro, what in the world? Like, I woke up in the 2020, man, and y'all just catapulted me to like 2060. You know, right? This is like the Twilight Zone, man. I can't believe having the stuff that I'm seeing right
It's
now, but I'm
crazy,
gonna
man.
tell you straight up, man. For me,
It's
I ain't
crazy.
gonna lie, it is beautiful. I don't care. I'm sorry, man. You know, so did you get a glance at this image that has been out there everywhere?
I did. I did,
Hey,
and I didn't even. I kind of did, and just scroll up. I was like, okay, all
hey,
right.
but Keith, I'm gonna tell you, this is my favorite one right here, though, man. This the one. That is the one. It's like they about to make it.
Like
It's
the
like they
Charlie Angels or something.
it's an album cover. Like that's they about to drop something real hot. I'm pretty sure they about to
Wow.
open up these concert venues because it's going down in America. Anyway, all right, cool. Let me get off of that one, man. Let me get off of that one right here. And we'll go.
Mr. Randy Smith said they trying. They
They
trying to
trying.
get you.
Oh, boy, they really taking me on that one up. All right, cool. So if you are not aware, you are now tuned into Shift. I am Coach Jay Hunter, and this is my co-host, Mr. Keith McIntyre.
How
Right,
y'all
this
doing
thing
out
that
there?
we do every single Tuesday. Every single Tuesday. I'm sorry, I know we got to comment in. This is a very interactive platform, so feel free to comment. We want people to be able to use this platform to share their ideas, ask their questions. We got Demario Bearden in the house, Mr. County Commissioner, Greater County. How you doing, sir? Definitely. We definitely want to be able to make this a platform that people can be involved in. We hear your voices. This gives you an opportunity for any questions that you ask. We always bring very reputable people to the platform that know what they talking about and that are actively involved in every topic that we bring to the table. So Shift, the new world is here. So with Shift, every now and then there are things that happen in the world that cause us to make some type of adjustments. If we want to actually bring about the proper changes, making excuses not going to help us, but making adjustments is going to make it happen. So that's
Mhm.
why Shift came about, to be able to introduce new ideas, new thoughts, new everything else, so that we can create the actual platforms that vehicles can take off on. So that's what this is. That's what it's about. So make sure at any given time you can always feel free to comment your thoughts. Let us know that you're here. And this is what we're gonna do. We're about to spin into it with no further ado. We're gonna bring out our guest, our man of the hour, Mr. Booker T. Gaynor. And I probably need to add him in. How you doing, sir? Mr. Gaynor, how you doing? Can I hear you? Let me see. Make sure I got the mic on. Okay, we having technical difficulties with the mic, sir. Let me see. Say something again there.
Mhm.
Okay, double check your there it is. I think I just saw what it was. Double check your mic because when we were hitting it, it was working earlier. Let me see and get on this mic. We got to troubleshoot that one.
Yeah, try to. He might need to come out and come back in.
Yeah, try going out and then coming back in. Cause it was working just fine when he tested it earlier. So we
Hello,
gonna
Miss
give.
Bertha Whitehead, Miss Bree Butler. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah, how y'all doing? Great, little appreciate y'all for being. Excuse me, appreciate you for being here. I gotta finish my coffee, brother.
Yeah, you
You gonna have to
you
do.
go ahead. Yeah, you about to
Yeah, you
get
gotta
going.
do some talking tonight, man. We just waiting for our man here to get everything set up, man. I want to get back to talking about this photo shoot these folks had. All right, here we go. We got Mr. Booker joining in live again. We got it good this time, sir.
Okay, how about now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. There we go. The voice of the people will not be stopped.
We will not be silenced.
They
Oh.
tried us, man. They trying to block us. It will not happen. All right,
Yeah.
cool. How are we doing today, Mr. Gainer?
Man, I can't complain, man. It's a primary election day, man. Just making sure people understand and making sure they get out to vote. Do not let the rain stop you. If you're in line right now, stay in line.
Yes, sir.
They cannot kick you out of line. You will be able to vote if you are in the line by 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So hang tight, hang in there, and make sure your voices are heard today as we move forward into the next part of our voting process coming in November.
Okay. Definitely. Let me see. I think I got a South Florida guy actually come in. Make sure I got him in here. Got him on. What it do? Yes, sir. How you doing today? Harrison Jason Smith. I had a notifications come out of nowhere. So just to remind everybody, we are broadcasting in multiple markets. So we got South Florida in here. That's why I want people to go ahead and chime in and let us know where they at. Because we got South Florida, we got North Florida, South Georgia. Yeah, we South Georgia in the building. We got Atlanta in the building, and we got some people spread out. And the primaries that you're talking about, that's in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The primary that happened all across the
Well, it
country.
should be happening. Yeah, we having our primary. It should be going all over, but that definitely happening in Georgia. So we didn't get our presidential primary got postponed because of the coronavirus. So we're not looking to do everything now. Some states have already had their presidential primary. Some haven't.
Okay. All right, cool. So anybody that is not familiar, the man that is here talking right now is Mr. Booker T. Gaynor, FAMU alum. Right, I say that right. FAMU alum. Also, and fact check me and make sure I got it correct. The first black as well as the youngest mayor ever elected in Cairo, Georgia history as the mayor, right?
That's
Yes,
correct.
sir. And that's saying something. We got to understand what that says, because that town has been around. They've been having mayors for what, the past 145 years.
Oh yeah, it's an old town. Also,
Yeah. So
and,
let
I
me.
mean, as he.
Yeah. So let me restate it so people understand who we talking to. The first in 145 years history to be not only the youngest mayor, but also the youngest black mayor in 145 years of the time he's been into existence. So I want to understand that says a whole lot, right? And that's who we have the privilege and the honor of talking to at this very moment. All right, cool. Keith, I guarantee you the one clicking. I guarantee it's you.
I hear.
let, when I muted your mic, brother, it's you.
I'm sick of it.
Get together, man. Hey, every single time, every week, man, every week we go through it with Keith and his technology. All right, cool. Definitely. We got the try to do is see that. DeMario Bearden, you got your main man in here with us. Keith's gonna chime back in. Of course, we got my love. That's my mama, man. We got my mama in the building. All right, definitely. All right, cool, man. So let's get this party started. For one, because we brought you here, man. We started this thing with me and you just having a conversation. With the conversation that we were having, the one thing I know is because I think I shared with you that I'm 38 years old and I never voted before. I think I shared that with you on our conversation. And it really, I think that was actually the first time that I realized it myself. Like, I never really thought about it. I haven't participated in the system. Like, when you never get a part of something, you don't miss it. So when I was talking to you, huh? Bye, Keith. I'm sorry, man. Hey, you know what just happened, right? Nah, okay. Anyway, all right, yeah. So what I noticed was we gonna give Keith a minute. Okay. Now you there too?
Okay.
Oh, now I had just blinked real quick. Are you good to go?
Are you able to hear me? I
Yeah, I hear you good. I hear you good. All right, I'm gonna give. I think keep trying it, man. Keep it really trying to pass on his little spell of technical difficulty today. Oh, no, we don't lost the mirror. All right, Keith, you there?
Not everybody gone.
All right, Keith, you there? Okay, let me get Keith out. Okay, Booker, you back?
Okay.
I think, man, I'm telling you, keep passing this thing on. We never had this issue right here. All right,
That's
but
all
just to get into it, yeah, just bring people up to speed. We're not gonna let anything stop this show. So to bring us up to speed, that from the conversation that me and you were having, I felt that, man, there's a lot of people out there that could really use your that conversation.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, definitely. So let's start, man. Let's start. So I guess as people come in, make sure y'all drop comments, because these comments are going directly to Booker himself, and he'll answer your comments directly as we go along. But I'm gonna get the party started. Now, first and foremost, man, with this as a, I guess, kind of as an icebreaker, this picture, and I think that might be your mic. But we just gonna work through it. I don't want to touch nothing on this platform right now, bro. It might just go out. I don't even want to play with it. All right, cool. But you can hear me fine, right?
I can.
All right. So the first and foremost, right, with this picture that we saw, there's a lot of people that kind of felt some type of way about this picture. Do you have any type of what were your thoughts when you first saw the picture that these people put out there with the kente cloth on? Because that's the Senate that did that, right?
Yeah, those are the House U.S. House of Representatives. And basically, when I looked at it, I mean, like my college professor told me back at FAMU, Dr. Hartau, you can't go for the banana in the tailpipe. I mean, we got to keep the main thing. And like I said, my when I saw it, it's just one of those things, man. You kind of just to control your energy, you scroll past it and then go on to the next thing to kind of control it. But that was my reaction. Don't go for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, and I mean, my thoughts on it together, it's amusing to me. For me, man. Hey, some got to be going right in order for people in this place who have appeared to ignore something, not even entertain it, to go all the way out their way to make sure that, hey, y'all know, look at us, look what we doing. So some got to be going right. So I mean, more power to you. I hope we see more of it. Now, moving forward, man, to kind of piggyback and spin off of the conversation that we began having, something that really stuck out to me, and I think what I saw when I made the post yesterday was that you have different sides and points of view of voting and the importance of voting, not voting. People really being passionate and making stands to actually vote, or people not to vote, or encourage others not to vote, or encourage other people to vote. So I kept seeing a lot of passion coming from both sides, right? So with what I'm seeing personally, because I'm an activist like you are activist. And my thing is that what I want to do, because I know I don't know enough about the voting process. So what I want to do is really know, how can I use this system as a almost like a plan of action or a game? How can I play this thing the same way other people are playing? That's what I really like. That's my interest in the whole thing. So I think to kind of spin off of that, you explain some things to me, the difference between local elections and state elections, like local, state, and then what type of elections are there out there?
Yeah, so in that conversation, what I was saying was, we have local officials, which is what I was as mayor. We have local elected officials. Then you build a tier up. You have your state elected officials, and you go from there. You have your federal and U.S. elected officials, and most people will only come out to vote when it's time to vote for the president. However, it can't be that way. The local politicians control pretty much your everyday life. They set your millage rate, your taxes. They control what is going to be, what factory or apartment complex is going to be developed right next door to your house. They're the ones who control, who are over the people who fix the potholes in your street. They're basically touching your thermostat and your light switch. They set the electric rates. So if you don't have the right people at the local level and you bypassing that, and your attention is on the federal level, that just doesn't mesh. It gotta be from every level. You build it from every level to make sure you have proper representation all the way down. A lot of people, like I say, when I became the mayor, they never knew the mayor ever. Didn't know what the mayor do, anything. And I was able to bring awareness to the position with just through my work. I mean, I started out I saw that Demario was also on here as well. We both started out as promoters. Just trying to come up with something for people to do in our own time instead of having to drive over to the neighboring community or the neighboring state all the time. I remember people looking at me crazy where I had a small food stand. And basically what I would do is all the dollars that I received from selling the French fries, I would take that on a Sunday, go purchase meat from the local grocery store and give away free food on Sunday. Free food. Just in order for people to come and have a sense of place, you know, and kind of enjoy themselves since there wasn't nothing to do. People looked at me like I was crazy. Sometimes I even looked at myself like I'm crazy, like, man, what am I doing? But it was just something, once I graduated from FAMU, man, I came home feeling like a failure. I had spent 5 years at FAMU, you know, out of state tuition. And that's actually when I first actually registered to vote. We had a Professor Jeffrey Mills. I was in world history at FAMU. And this was when Obama was actually campaigning. My whole class, my grade was nothing but standing on side of the road, holding up signs for Obama, going to vote, bringing back documentation showing I voted, advocating, doing all these type of things. That's when I truly got exposed to politics. It never dawned on me that I would actually engage in it later on in life. It never dawned on me.
Gotcha. Now, I mean, you hit on a very valuable thing here, because that's what I'm so interested in learning how can we use it, right? So and even like with you, like you'll never imagine, because I remember seeing, you know, at in Tallahassee, when I was living in Tallahassee, Andrew Gillum, when he was just the student body class president, you know, and then next thing you know, this dude here is the mayor of the city. Then he was running for governor, you know. So in a short period of time. So you would think like somebody like that is kind of catered to go directly into politics, because that's his whole focus from the time that he came to the adult world, you know. But yours is a little bit different, to where you actually a man of the people, you know. So it's really, you noticed a problem in a situation and you decided to just go out there and do something about it. So for me, I think that's a powerful statement in itself, because anyone, it gives the power to anyone out there that's watching, anyone who witnessed that or saw it. It gives them a vehicle to empower them to know that, hey, I can do the same as that thing. You know, so that was something that's very interesting. My man Keith them pretty much checked out on this, man.
And to add to that, man, I remember that whole experience. I mean, like I say, I never once in my life thought I would become the mayor of the city of Cairo. Man, I actually, when I graduated, came home like a failure. After I finished cooking, I went and got a job. And basically, you know, I worked at a local company here in Cairo. It was called Coil Bearings, is what it's known as, Timken. And you know, I worked there, no problem. I had a degree in my back pocket. I was depressed. How did I go to school for 5 years and come home without a job? My parents, you know, I didn't have any scholarships. I wasn't a straight A student. In fact, like I told you, I almost flunked out of college. So it was just, I made up in my mind that I was gonna get out of that maze of mediocrity, man. And that's basically when things actually started shifting for me. I had to get up out of that maze, and then it changed my whole mindset, because as I became a cable guy with CNS, I was going in and out of home of rich, poor, white, black, Hispanic, I was hearing the problems, hearing the success stories, and I'm a marketer. So I was able to, like, you know, man, like, I'm hearing all these good things, these bad things. I developed my SWOT analysis, my strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. And I was like, you know, I think my purpose is here. Most people tell me, you're a young man, you got no kids, no family, you got a degree, move, get out of here. But I was like, if I leave, who gonna stay? You know, who gonna do the work? And that's basically what I did. You know, the people believed in me, and they took a chance on my vision without having a political science degree, without majoring having any type of political experience. It was more so the passion, and that's what I challenge and encourage anybody else to do. Is like, we can all advocate, we can all be about change, and it's one thing to just giving it lip service, but it's another one actually putting boots on the ground. You know, locking doors with people, actually meeting them where they are. See, that's a whole different side of it, where a lot of politicians forget. They think because they hold, you know, a title over here, experience over here, that makes them eligible for that. My thing is, I had a gentleman tell me, say, Booker, he say, you know, he's very active in the community. He say, man, I want to get involved so bad, but I don't know how. I don't have a college degree or none of that. I say, but man, you have a passion for the people that supersedes all that. The ability to see what people are going through and have the compassion, the civility to help them where they are is lacking in these positions. And that's why, man, I'm glad you did this show on a day where people should be out voting for this change. Now, we can't legislate, you know, this racism. It got to be a change within the heart and in the mind. But very much a testament to your show, we just got to have a shift in our mindset.
Definitely, man. No, I'm totally in all agreements for you. Now, as far as with being able to strategically use a voice, because anytime stuff like this happen, the one thing I always notice, man, I've been at it for 12 years. And before that, I was already around it from my mentors, so with the one thing I noticed, when things come up, all people get together, you have crowds of this, bowls of this, everybody shouting, people taking these funny looking pictures like this, so, trying to make a statement. But when everything kind of calms down and goes back to normal, all those people disappear.
They disappear.
Yeah, they disappear. So what I think that are there things, and that's what I really believe that people really need to be aware of, is the importance of, you can vote all day long, but there's more steps that you can take throughout the year that makes that vote actually worth it. Some like the commissioner meetings, things like that. How do all these different what are the things that are out there that people can really be a part of or be involved in, to where after they make the vote, they can really be included in the system?
Gotcha. And for one, it'll be the same way they do for the vice president. They vet them. They learn and study who they want to give that VP nomination to. So basically what we have to do on a local level is we have to really find out who our candidates are. Who are all these people asking for our vote? Do I only see them around election time? When I'm in the grocery store, do they speak? Are they caring about the safety of our children? Are they showing up when we have these issues before election year? And a lot of this stuff is basically what you see. A lot of this stuff been going on. It's been happening. These killings and brutality been recorded. But all of a sudden now, it's a trending thing. And I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that there is an awareness. But what I'm saying is, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Everything's been laid on the table. The only logical explanation that I have for me personally, it's an election year, man. And that's why I say I refuse to be one of those type of people. I'm a proxy. What I'm running to be is a representative of you. The question is not what can you do for me, but what can I do for you? And sometimes these career, quote unquote, politicians, they lose sight of that. Another thing you're saying, when you vote, show up to the meetings to hold your elected official accountable. Even me. I would tell the people of Cairo the same thing. You vote, show up to the meetings, because by just your presence alone lets them see people are seeing what's going on. You know, they're seeing it real time. They're not having to read it in a newspaper with a whole different narrative, different agenda. You're able to see it and hear it real time. Our councilman didn't even want us to stream the meetings live, but Councilman DeMario set up every second and fourth Monday to make sure that people see exactly what's going on. Now, by you not being able to show up every second and fourth Monday, does that mean you're not engaged in a concerned citizen? No. You know, especially in the summertime, springtime, your kids have ball game recitals. You're getting out of work, you're commuting. Okay, you may even forget. But as a civic, as a public official, we should do more to accommodate you knowing what's going on in your community. And basically what has become is a lack of transparency, which leads to a lack of trust. And people just then when those two meet together, people throw their hands up, and sometimes a lot of stuff just get a deaf ear turned to.
Yeah. And even kind of piggyback on that, we appreciate you, Reverend Banks, for being on the show again, man, and adding to the conversation. Now, with one thing I noticed, I mean, we talked about that the other day too, and I saw this firsthand myself. I got invited to Albany one time for a part of the commissioners meeting with the Albany Gang Task Force. They do it once a month. So I got invited to go up there and speak. Like they brought me in to kind of speak from my perspective of being involved in community. This is some years ago. But what I noticed, the first thing that they did, they pulled out this big they had this big board, and then they drew out 6 different sections. And this was Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4. Like they broke it down by wards. And then for each ward, they had a commissioner that was responsible for those wards. And then they took all these different numbers and facts and stuff, but it was all split up by the ward, not all of Albany. It was just, hey, Ward 1, this is what we got going on over here. Ward 2, this is what we got going on over here. So when I saw that, it was like it was like walking into a new world, because I'm thinking, oh, this is just, Albany thing, but then it's okay. Now it's starting to make sense to where you got commissioners that are sectioned off for each one of XYZ. And I also noticed, because I've seen this one kind of pull off before in a few different areas where they would change the zoning of what a district is, or a commissioner's territory is. How does stuff like that affect what's actually like somebody's everyday life? When they start changing the zoning or changing the breakdown, how does that affect actual everyday people?
That's a great question, because that's relevant right now. The census right now. So basically in the state of Georgia, and I'm pretty sure everywhere else in other states, some states do it differently to where they hire an independent, nonpartisan person to come in and redraw their legislative districts to where it's a word called gerrymandering, to where I will draw a district to represent, people who will keep me in office. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by gerrymandering districts, sometimes that would give us more seats, which give us a quorum. So with those wards, let's say city of Cairo, and instead of wards, we just call them districts. Same thing.
Yeah.
And instead of county commissioners, which are in the county, or city commissioners, we call our city councilmen. Same thing, just different terminology. But the fact of the matter is, they oversee each district or ward. And basically what happened is, let's say in the city of Cairo, we have 5 councilmen. It takes only 3 of them, a quorum of 3, to make a decision on anything. If 3 people agree, then no matter if the other 2 disagree, it's a done deal. To whereas if 3 people don't agree and the other 2 do, still done deal. The quorum, the majority wins. And a lot of times when they draw these districts in, they're not a direct representation of the communities, to where the minority would never be the majority to have the power to make the decisions. We'll be on the board. You'll see 1 or 2 of us, but we, not everywhere, but in some places, we would never be the majority, despite the fact we're the minority within the city. The census is, like I say, that will determine the funding that you'll receive in your area. That will determine how many representatives and districts you have to represent us, even on the state and the federal level. So the census, I encourage you all to complete that, because we all need to be counted. You'll be surprised of how much your community will lose out. I don't care if you're in Georgia, Florida, wherever you're listening to right now. Complete your census. It only takes roughly 5 minutes. You can do it online. Yeah. All the information is confidential. It's not shared with any other agencies or anything. I don't care if you're a convicted felon or whatever. Fill out your census that makes sure you are counted. Another thing, you may wonder why a Chick-fil-A or a Starbucks or a strip mall doesn't come into your neighborhood. That's because they look at the census data to see, do I have enough people within that area to support my return on investment? So if you're not being counted now, you can hang up if you want other amenities or retail places to come in your community, because these investors are going to look at the numbers and say, well, it's only 10,000 people live there. Not quite. It's roughly maybe 30 to 45, but not everyone figured it out. That economic development goes over to another community where the people actually filled out the census.
Wow.
Yeah. Now you hitting it home, brother. And what I'm really like, I'm kind of a visionary person. So when you talk, I connect dots and I see how I'm a chess player, so I'm always looking for the game. I'm looking for the angles. So what I really see, really based on everything you're saying right now, is that with this stuff is because I'm an entrepreneur. So and like I'm very interested in real estate, right? And I've been able to make some a couple moves here and there with my wife, but what I noticed is that when the rules are in my favor, I can maneuver a whole lot easier. One of the biggest things that we look at is the tax. What's the tax on this? We get this property, but then what's the tax gonna be on it? What are going to be? What's the benefits of incorporating or running running things as the LLC? What's the difference? Pros and cons. Like whatever. It's almost like the politics is what shapes the board that you got to play on. So if you really talking about making moves in the future, even everyday life right now, politics is really the playing field that kind of sets up the board so that we can play the game.
Exactly.
Politics is involved in everyday life, whether people want to admit it or not. Just about everything in our lives are politicized. I mean, whether it's at home, at work, promotions, these things, politics come into play sometimes, whether we know it or not. And understanding the player and understanding the rules and how the game operates, another thing. Another thing I would encourage everyone, no matter where you are, to go into your city's website and look for your charter and codes of ordinance. Those are the laws for your city. Each city's charter may differ. Each city's form of government may even differ. However, they have to abide by the laws within their code and ordinance. So if you have questions about real estate, or you have questions about, why is this community zone this, or you want to go for rezoning and what's the process, the charter has all of that listed in each and every section, whether it's parking tickets to how they bill you for utilities to, what's the structure of your local government. Like me, myself personally, my local government I'm the mayor. Most people would say, he's got unlimited power. No. My local government was a weak mayor system, meaning that even though I was elected by a citywide election, the power was within my city manager, who is appointed by the councilman. He runs the day-to-day operations of the entire city. However, it's an appointed position. So if we don't have the right elected people to choose the right appointed people, we screwed.
That's good.
We screwed. So it's learning where the structure and where the power is. And when I say power, I don't mean in terms of like in a negative way, but in a more of an influential way. When I ran for mayor, I knew I didn't have any power, but it was about influence. It was about leadership trickling from the top down to the bottom. Leadership trickles down. It doesn't trickle up. And if I could be the face of my community to represent Black, Hispanic, white, old, young, rich, right, and poor, then I felt like everything up under that hierarchy would be able to do the same thing. Now, that wasn't the case. You know, but however, my mindset still stayed the same.
Yeah.
And leadership trickles down, man. It never trickles up.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's good.
Now that's a way to really look at it.
For me speaking out for the younger generation, what are some tips that will help our younger generation want to buy into going to vote?
Gotcha. So number one is making sure they're registered to vote, but getting them to understand that once they reach their age to vote, they are considered adults. Whether they still live with their parents, whether they're off to college, whether they're still home, it doesn't matter. It is something to where I still consider myself young, I'm 30, but I still consider myself young. We still need to make sure that our voices are heard. One thing that I ran into as a young elected official at the age of 28, my average councilman age was 65 plus, 63 plus. It was communication amongst the generations to where I could use my phone for my agenda packet to see, you know, what was going on with the minutes, to where they may want a book to flip through everything, a hard copy.
Yeah.
If I'm on my phone, to them, it's like he's not paying attention, he's doing this, but yet I'm reading the same thing, reading on my phone. And if we had a question that no one didn't know, I can easily access.
Look it up right
then. Bring the right information instead of not giving someone an answer, and now they got to wait another 2 weeks to have another council meeting to come back. No, we just wasted that time.
Yeah.
We just wasted that time. So I used it in a resourceful manner. They didn't understand it. So that was the main thing, the communication amongst the generations. Young people have a voice, and if you just witness young people help lead one of the biggest civil rights movement this world has ever seen. And we got young people right here in my community who are stepping up, leading out on their own, saying enough is enough. And it's young whites, it's young blacks, it's young Hispanics. And that really, as a young person, for me, that really lets me know that this younger generation, they're getting it. They're a little bit more resourceful and knowledgeable and abreast of what's going on than what most people think. When it came to voting, you will hear people saying, or even telling me, Booker, young people ain't gonna vote. You're not gonna get in. The young people not gonna vote. Or, you know, those type of stereotypes. Man, these young people are finna really show the world. They finna break these stereotypes about they don't vote, they don't care. Like a soft skill. These young people are up for the challenge. They ready. They ready.
Yeah. Hey, now this is one thing that I noticed too. Like I kind of peeped this at a game, and I definitely seen it on the national level, but I also seen it in person on the local level as well. But what I noticed was that you have certain politicians when they're campaigning, instead of them, because you know it's a whole lot harder to gather just a bunch of individual people. You know, when you see rising stuff like that. But it's a lot easier if I can target, say, a business or a union or some type of group that's together, right?
Yeah.
So are you aware of any? How does that work? You know, how does that work, and how does somebody that is interested in becoming a part of like some type of group or organization or something that already has a connection with certain politicians or they're backing certain politicians, how they become a part of that? How you find that?
Yeah, so some people look at it as almost like lobbying. Like, you know, you may have like this corporation or this group or this organization, and they need certain legislation passed to make sure that they can operate in the way that they want to operate, whatever their mission and visions are. My approach to it is, you know, I don't mind meeting the groups, but I also like to meet the individualized people. Because sometimes, even though they're part of a group, they still have individualized problems, concerns, and circumstances. Also, sometimes even within these groups, they might not even truly voice their opinion or concerns because of the group and fear of going against the status quo. So it just all depends when it comes to that.
Okay. And make sure if you got any questions, now's a great time to ask them. Go ahead and drop your question while we got this man here. Hey, make sure you're looking at the other pages too, man, so we don't.
I'm watching the watch party right now.
Yeah. Okay, but definitely we had Shalita Shante, millionaire portfolio group that joined in saying that we need to be able to combine strength of Generation X, the millennials and the baby boomers. Need to have a communication bridge. And to piggyback on what she said, the key to effective, healthy relationships is effective communication. You can't have no healthy relationship without effective communication. And one of the biggest things that I noticed, even with like just like from yesterday with the comment that with the post that I made, you got people that they're passionate about the same thing, and I mean, they might have a different stance or whatever, but don't never take the respect out of it. Just because I might not fully agree with your standpoint, don't necessarily mean that you're wrong. If we can find a way to mutually deal with each other and find some type of commonality that we can focus on together, we can make something happen together, even though it might be a little. That's how you play the game. And I think that's kind of piggyback on what she's saying. The between the cross generation, even between the races. If we put respect back into these dialogues, we can actually find ways to be able to be a part of this game. Because Michael Met said it best. I got 5 fingers, right? If I spread these 5 fingers out, I can just, you come against me, man. I can twist you off, slap you across the face, but I ball up all 5 of them fingers. Now I got a fist that can strike a mighty blow. And I believe that was Michael Myers. I don't want to get it twisted. If it was fact check me. Hey, cool. Hey, anybody out there, make sure you drop those comments down there, please.
And the thing that I liked about that that you said was that we don't see a lot of elected officials until it's time to be elected. So you don't go into the projects until it's time for you to be elected. Why won't you go into the projects when you're not elected? Why won't you go to these community events when just because? If you really love your community, like you say you love your community, you don't have to be elected to make a difference, to make an impact. But you want to wait until it's time for us to go and vote for you to show up in all these different ways. And we like, I've heard a lot of people say like, well, where they come from, who they is. We don't even know who these people is. If you go ahead and develop a relationship with your community, then when it's time to be elected, you don't have to go out and advertise that you're being elected because your work is going to always speak for you. And so if our elected officials will ever get to that point to understand that you make the impact before you elected, not after you elected. So that was awesome what you were saying.
And that's fact, man. Like I say, I advise, no matter where the listeners are today, I mean, start attending your meetings, your city and your council meetings. If you can't attend, look back at the minutes that are posted on the website. Just kind of see what's going on, because you got to hold these ladies and gentlemen accountable, because if not, they run them up. And that's just basically what happens. If no one is coming to me to tell me directly I'm doing a bad job, I'm gonna think I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I may be doing a bad job. So it's like there's accountability. There's also civic duty. The citizens have to have a form of engagement. Now, some may say, the citizens aren't engaged. That could be from a lot of different barriers. It could be a high poverty rate. Anytime you have high poverty in your community, you're going to have a low engagement, whether it's with the local city or county, whether it's even with your school PTO meetings and all. So there are some constraints. However, as elected officials, we have to meet people where they are, the same way I do with my students in the classroom. I have to meet them where they are, and we advance to the desired goal together. And that's true servitude of being a servant leader. And like I said, I can't speak for anyone else but myself, because like I say, this wasn't something I just put on the wall and said I'm going to be. It was like spirit led. Like when I look back at it, it was like everything happened for a reason, whether it was good or bad. And I look back over it, I'm like, okay, I see my path to where it has to go. I can't stop here. I can't just advocate for the people of only Cairo. I got to do it for District 173. Not only for 173, I got to do it for the whole state.
Yeah.
So it has become a personal conviction for me. I don't know about anybody else, but it's become a personal conviction for me to make sure that I'm trying to be an example. I'm trying to be that light. I'm trying to be that representation. However, I am human, and we all fall short each and every day. But I'm my purpose, my passion is to make it to where I can enhance someone's quality of life and meet them right where they are.
Gotcha. Hey, and I'll be real. I'm glad that you shared that because you know my personal relation. I have relationships with politicians. I've known some of them, you know, the majority of my life. You know, sheriffs, mayors, what have you. You know, and I've been able to see them on the other side of the fence. You know, but it's like that political version. They don't really share their motivating factors. You know, with everybody. So for you to be able to share that, because it to me, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've done a lot of things, but one thing I never wanted to do was be a politician. I said, man, who want to take on them type of problems here?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad you shared so that some people can actually see that hey, there are people out there that have a real reason why. You know, it's not just
even if you're not in an elected position. You can still serve in civic organization within your community. You can still serve on committees that are within the city, your local city or government. You can still serve with your clergy members. I mean, you can serve wherever. You can serve wherever. I mean, you don't have to be elected to do so. However, there's still nothing wrong with stepping up, you know, and making sure that you can be a representation for somebody else's life, for somebody else's future, and for somebody else's children, and even for the next generation. And like I say, it's just a personal conviction only for me, because brother, I didn't start out this way.
Yeah,
I didn't start out this way. I never won anything in my life. The only thing I won first place in, I showed Cairo, that local 4-H. Never was the fastest, the strongest. You know, wasn't a star athlete. Didn't even make straight A's or B's. I was an ABC student. Never ran for class president. I was one of the brothers who want to be cool. I'm gonna hold the wall up. You know, I'm gonna just chill. So it like I say, my life changed when I almost got kicked out of FAMU. Well, not kicked out, but like basically kicked out for grades, rather. Placed on probation. Came home. I had to work for the cemetery and parks. Basically, I weeded the city of Cairo every morning, and I had a supervisor, the late Mr. Gus Mango, and this gentleman asked me each and every morning when I came to work, young man, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? And respectfully, I never answered. I string my weed up and I go to work. And when he retired, before he passed, I sent him a card. I said, thank you, Mr. Gus, for all the grass you got in my eye. It helped me see better. Because when I went back to FAMU my sophomore year, I made dean list 3 semesters straight. Man, I wasn't even doing this in high school.
Yeah.
It was perseverance, man. It was talent, putting away the bull crap and really making the main thing the main thing. And I don't care if you were 18 then, or 38, or 58, or 68. Like your show say, if you shift your mindset, man, you can make it a reality. It just takes this and this. That's all it takes, man. This and these, as long as these 2 things line up, man, you'll be surprised. And of course, with the man above, you'll be surprised what you can accomplish.
Exactly.
Definitely. Hey, nah, man, I'm feeling great. And one thing I see, these numbers is jumping up pretty decent. You know?
I got some amens on the watch party.
I can't see nothing.
Oh no, it's crazy. You'll see when you get off. No, we got quite a few people watching this, man.
Okay, I see James Banks right there.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now check it, man, because this is one of the things. Because you know, it just feel for me. It feel refreshing to have a talk with somebody who's not trying to sell you on voting for them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I'm saying? That's normally how.
I ain't even asked for a vote yet.
You say what now?
I said I ain't even asked for man. It's just making sure people understand, man. They can be
exactly.
that they can
I think that's more powerful than anything, man. I think people are tired of getting the banana in the tailpipe. You know, they tired of being, you do this right here for me, and this what's gonna happen, y'all. This is what I'm gonna make do for you.
It don't work like that.
How about we have a talk first, bro? How about you educate me on what it is that you know? You know, if you do that right there, I'm gonna back you all the way because now I done bought into what you're saying. You gave me a chance to actually empower myself. You know, so it's kind of a two-way street. And why I'm saying that, man, because sometimes it touches me the wrong way when I have people that actually say, like, they answer to everything is, oh, well, if you don't like it, just vote. If you don't like it, just vote. Like that right there is almost like a black person saying to a non-black person, you know, hey man, Black Lives Matter. Then they get back to all lives matter. For me, that's how I feel about it. So anytime somebody tell me, hey man, just go out there and vote, it strikes me the wrong way, and I know it does to a lot of other people too. You know, so instead of if somebody out there is doing that, if they do that, what is something else that people can do or say to somebody that instead of telling somebody, hey, just go out there and vote, because the vote by itself ain't gonna change everything. You know, so what is an action that somebody can do, man, to really help that and stop doing that? Because I know it rubs me the wrong way, and I know it's a lot of people rub them the wrong way too.
Exactly. Gotcha. It would be the take them, challenge them on that word. Like my mother used to always tell my sister, never take a wooden nickel. It took me probably 25 years before I realized what that meant, that whole quote meant. But it means take them up on their word. You know, for the first thing would be is not, again, what can you do for me, but what can I do for you? If I'm going to represent you, I need to know what you need. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to tell you. And I think as, you know, politicians or elected officials, you have to make sure that they have the ability not just to talk, but also the one to listen.
Yeah.
They have to also have the action to empower the people, educate the people on the matter, so where people can make their own informed decisions and not me making a decision for you. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to where I deliver the information for you to make your own decision. You see what I'm saying? Because it would impact you more than me just telling it. You know, like the old proverb, if you give a man a fish, you got to feed him the next day. Yeah. Whether you teach him how to fish, you feed yourself forever. I'd rather give you someone to feed yourself forever versus I got to come back and give you one each and every day.
Yeah.
I can't operate that way. I got to empower you. I gotta get you to the point where you truly want to be. And that way, you advocate for yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But it's just that overall, it just boils back down to that one word, man, accountability.
And on the watch party, Jessica Whitehead, she said, when you're tired of seeing the same thing, it causes you to seek for solutions to make things better, get knowledge as well as understanding.
That's what's happening.
I pray for. I like that statement, man.
Yeah, me too.
And the book of Proverbs became my favorite book in college. I was having all them failing grades. And basically, the book of Proverbs was saying, get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Man, I prayed for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so much. And I kept saying, like, man, why it's like I'm always going through something. Every time I turn around, going through something. And I start remember what my prayer was. I want knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. In order to get those three things, you got to go through something. You got to go through something. You got to go through it. So I start realizing, okay, well, you know what? I'm praying for it. I ain't gonna even lie. I did start saying, Lord, I'm gonna have to start praying for knowledge. I got tired of going through all them hurdles and obstacles. But off to the side, man, it's something that really it helped me. And I'm glad she touched on that because, like you say, with all you get knowledge and get understanding.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, and just understand, you know, not trying to get all spiritual, but only wisdom comes from God. So in order for you to get the wisdom, you got to go through something. You got to go through a test.
Yeah. Now to spin over, man, because right now you making the shift yourself from going from a mirror, which is a city position. Now you are actually going to the state level right now. That's what you're pursuing. Take it up a little bit higher so you can trick it down a little bit more, right? You know, so what does that mean? Like, because you're going into the House of Representatives. That's what you're campaigning for, the House of Representatives now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would that like? What is it? You know, what is the role of the representative? Like, with what you campaigning for, what would that actually impact?
Gotcha. So the House of Representatives and the Senate, they make up your General Assembly, which is the legislative body of the state of Georgia. So basically, we will be making laws and passing legislation for the whole entire state of Georgia. Also, we would be like representing certain districts that come together. So it would be more so our main focus, our number one priority is passing the state budget. Once that is complete, we then start looking at revising bills, and that's where your hate crime bill come up. House Bill 426 that's sitting in the Senate lap right now. It was passed by the House of Representatives, but that's where your legislation start coming in. You're making laws and legislation that can help advance and change the quality of life of the people within your state. So basically, you would be a quote unquote a lawmaker for the state of Georgia, and having someone who understands the plight of your community, not only just the bad things, but also the good things, and being an advocate at the state level to make sure you get resources back to your district. Man, that's a big plus. That helps out your local officials as well, knowing that they have someone advocating for them for local governments, even at the state level too. Some legislation that may pass on the state level may hurt local municipalities and local governments. So with me being on both sides, being able to be a local elected official on the city side, moving to the state, I can also not only represent and speak for the people, but I can speak for the local municipality as well, how they operate.
Gotcha. So and with the position that you running for right now, you'll actually be overseeing what's the areas that you will be overseeing?
Gotcha. It would be House District 173, and basically what that includes: Grady County, Decatur County, and Thomas County. Now, it doesn't include all of Decatur and Thomas County. If you vote in the precinct of Douglas, Fire Station Number 2, Harper, Metcalf, or New Covenant, then you are a part of District 173 in Thomas County. And in Bainbridge, if you are in the district of Recovery, Kendrick, Climax, Bainbridge Coliseum, and Attapolis, you fall within District 173 and all of Grady County. I will be having like a more detailed map of the cutoff points of the district, because a lot of people might not really understand. Like Thomas County is split within 3 districts for state representatives. So I want to make sure people understand the breakdown of the districts.
So you mean, hold on, with Thomas County, it's 3 different people that have
it's cut the way the lines are drawn, which is what it's going to come up this year. Every 10 years we have to redraw congressional lines. That is why the census is so important, because a district can be cut, or more people can be added to the district, or they can bypass a certain section that would cause them to lose that district, a certain party. So that's why the census is very important, because it helps with making sure we have the appropriate and the accurate amount of representation.
Right. And you touched on the key point too, as far as with the census. With the census, right? Because you were saying, because I know there because the census, this information going to the government, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And a lot of people ain't really feeling giving my information to the government, but you expressed to me that this is actually an anonymous thing, right?
Well, it's confidential. They cannot share your information with any other agency, any other department. That information is confidential. They cannot share that information.
Yeah, James, Pastor James, he want to let you know that he's in your district.
I did touch Mr. James.
So, Mr. Man, I got another question for you. As far as referring to convicted felons, what is going on right now to advocate or help convicted felons to be able to register and be able to vote?
Gotcha. So first thing is making sure you don't have to pay a poll tax to actually vote. And as you see legislation, and you see even in the state of Florida, where they're overturning saying no, we will not charge. People have to pay restitution to actually go in and get their right to vote. That's a poll tax. So there is legislation, and we're getting more progressive legislation to say if you served your time, if you're not on any state probation or parole, you have your right to vote. You have fulfilled and repaid whatever obligation you had. Therefore, your right should be restored. as a state representative for the state of Georgia, I would support any legislation that comes across, my desk personally, to say that we are looking to make sure we continue to restore the rights of our convicted felons once they have fulfilled all their obligations. You should have to pay for your right to vote. That shouldn't be a tax.
Gotcha. Hey, and I also too, I want to make sure I shared this on my on the post I made earlier. It was actually a brother that shared with me. You could go to voter.org.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea, but if you go to voter.org, you can actually find out your voting status, your voting right, and what you can do to because I had no idea until he shared that with me. And that was my issue, as being I've been a convicted felon since I was 19. So for me, all that time people were telling me that I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I knew, and I was on probation for 10 years, man. So
yeah,
I knew not to go show up at no place talking about strike, checking my name. I knew. Exactly. And then it kind of stuck with me over all these years. I was looking at certain stuff and reading certain stuff, but I didn't really it's never written in stone that says exactly what the law is or what my right is. It's real confusing. So I mean, if anybody out there watching that and you want to be a part of the solution, that might be something that you can really help out with. It's helping people around you, because it's a lot of people out there that actually have their right to vote but just don't know it.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, I want to even go a little deeper. What about those ones that are currently on probation? What does it hurt for them to be able to vote?
I had a trouble hearing at the end of the question. They had a little static too. I'm sorry.
So what is such the issue or the hurt from current people that's on probation being able to vote?
Could you hear him?
I'm having a hard time. It's like I hear you saying you're asking about certain individuals to vote.
Yeah, so like people that's currently on probation.
Okay,
people that currently on probation. Yeah.
Currently on probation. Yeah, to my understanding, if you're on any type of parole or probation, you will not be able to. But once you have satisfied that, then your rights, you have the ability to have your voting rights restored.
Yeah. So it's basically one of them things saying that you paid your debt to society, which affords the opportunity.
In certain cases, they were trying to say that you need to pay any restitution, any type of fee. They're saying no, that's unconstitutional. You shouldn't be charged the poll tax for your voting.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. All right. If anybody else got any questions out there, go ahead and drop them. Go ahead and drop them so we can go ahead and get them answered for you.
If they do, if they don't have any right at this point in time, they can find me on Facebook. You can either Booker Gainer or Booker T Gainer for House District 173.
Okay.
I'm a very tangible person. So I'm not hard to get in touch with or contact with. I mean, you can find me on the social media platforms. All my contact information is listed there. So it won't be a problem. No. If they aren't able to get a portion tonight.
It can't be reported by. What is this? Okay, we got another watch party. Man, we got a lot of comments over here. Middle of jury because I am. What are they saying? No jurisdiction. Okay. All right. Somebody was talking about being a juror. I'm trying to get an understanding with it because there's another watch party that's going on that Shalia is actually running, and it's got a lot of traffic over there. Something about being a juror. But this is what I noticed, right? That I actually had someone say this to me, and it came from somebody that kind of made the middle ground thing, and they were saying, hey, even if you don't want to vote, right? How about if you are eligible to vote, just get that right. Because what that does is allow for somebody that don't want to show up to the voter booth. You might not have a problem, being called on to show up to be a juror in the trial. You know what I'm saying? And because somebody was actually making a comment about they are a juror, but to my understanding, anyone can be a juror that's a registered voter, right? Am I correct on that one?
Yeah, to my understanding, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
When you register.
Yeah. So long as you're a
But
registered voter, that could be it.
Even if, besides being, even just working the polls will be a big help. Like in Cairo, we had 4 polling locations closed down only because we have senior poll workers who, and I understand, you know, their situation completely, that because of the COVID situation and they was in the medical fragile category, they didn't want to go and work the polls. So we actually had to close 4 locations down. So like you were saying, even down to my young people again, you can even work these polls. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get rich off them, but they you know, they do pay, but at the same time, you know, here's a chance for you to get one-on-one exposure. They'll see the classes. They'll give you the, you know, the rules and things you can learn, because like in my community, you know, a lot of our poll workers are the seniors, and they've been there for years. But I'm not seeing where they are being replenished properly with another cohort of poll workers. That's another vital thing that we need more poll work. And another thing, the way technology is going to where a lot of stuff is on tablets and laptops electronically, we need, you know, people who are tech savvy when people have problems that are able to troubleshoot. Not saying that they can't. Not saying that they can't. However, it'll be a little bit more easier, or the process may be a tad faster.
Exactly.
And I noticed that's an issue that's going on in Georgia right now, especially in the Atlanta area. They're having all these technical difficulties. To me, it's strange they had these same technical difficulties last year too. You know,
in Fulton County, they just extended the voting time to 9 o'clock. It normally ends at 7, but they extended it to 9 o'clock. I mean, they had 2-hour wait times early at 7 o'clock this morning. So, you know, you know, in my eyes, as a right now representing the state, I hate that, you know, this has to happen on a primary election in the state of Georgia. In certain areas, things weren't working right. You know, I want a smooth thing to represent the state and on a good note at all times.
Got you. And definitely, man, we're not gonna hold your time too much longer. You know, but definitely, I noticed that there's a lot of questions and traffic coming from other platforms. If we don't get to your stuff right now, just make sure you start tagging me in some stuff or tag booking some stuff. You got a question, you want something that's addressed. You can even tag Keith into some stuff. The shift page, you got everything on the shift page, so you can tag us, message us, whatever you need to do, and we'll make sure that we get back to you just in case we weren't able to respond to you right now. Okay. Now we're kind of closing out, man. If there's anything, a message that you can send out to people right now, Booker, that are watching this, what would it be?
Guys, it'll be a message of just peace, love, civility, kindness, and inclusion. It'll be a message to, you know, continue to stand up for systematic racism, police brutality, all these type of things that continue to pull us apart instead of bring us together. Continue the young people and just anybody advocate, continue to stand up and call it out for what it is. Thank you even to the white community who are also saying Black Lives Not Matter and not replying back with All Lives Matter. One thing that really bothers me when people say they don't see color. That's crazy. I can look and see I'm a black man. I can look and see you're a white man. That doesn't bother me. However, but not you seeing color, you don't see the plight that our people often go through because you don't see color. You have to see the color to have a colorful vision to see exactly what's going on. Another thing, like I say, people who are listening, wherever you are, all local governments are different. However, they all have to abide by the same rules. Go to your city website, find your city charter. That is where your answers are. Your local officials cannot tell you anything different from what's in that charter. That is the bottom line for the state. Now, that charter cannot supersede the Constitution, of course, but this is a way for people to get the information that they need. We have to continue to empower our people, our communities, with the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding of these things, which will in turn make us more able to compete in this game. Because basically that's what it has become. And it's sad, but that's what it's become. Again, I am Booker T. Gaynor. I'm running for state representative for House District 173. And if you don't do anything else, whether you vote for me or not, I challenge you to no longer be under an amazing mediocrity. Do not ponder in the pool of popularity. Shift your mindset. live above the status quo. That's my message, man.
Golly, man. Like, it flip that thing at the end, boy, and that's the bottom line, all right?
That's my message, man.
That's the bottom line because Booker T James said so. Now, I'm gonna go ahead because I was just brought my attention to this watch party, man. There's a watch party, and it's really a lot of traffic that's coming from North Florida and South Florida, and you know, you having some people kind of going back and forth about stuff. But this lady named Daryl Mitchell, it's Daryl Mitchell. She really is kind of holding it together by hitting on the one factor that I was talking about earlier, and that was respect. Being respectful. We don't have to disrespect nobody's ideology, nobody's concept, what somebody's viewpoint. And I think that is the beauty, that is the silver lining that's coming out of this whole entire situation that we're in right now. Is that for the first time you are really being able to see people making a stance or saying, hey, whatever, man. You don't have to agree, but just respect. That's all you got to do. Be respectful of someone else's thoughts, someone else's viewpoints, you know, where someone else is coming from. You know, we definitely appreciate you, Miss Mitchell, for being on that watch party and kind of setting the record straight. That way people, it's more people that are people and human beings than it is that are jackasses. And that's the bottom line, bro. That we have a full population of great people out there in this world. I met too many of them. You know, so when we really connect together and at least make a stance to where it's all right for somebody to say what's on their mind, for them to speak their heart and their truth and still be respected for it. Just because you don't agree with me, man. I was on the live the other day and we had you got a convict like me, you got a convict, a pastor, and an atheist all on the same page. But we all connected and were able to respect each other's viewpoints, all because we were in the same fight together. You know, and that's the melting pot. That's how we really gonna get stuff done from the local level, the state level, the national level, in the international world that we live in. You know, so it was definitely great and powerful to have you on this call today, man. You know, hey man, I knew something great was gonna come out of it. So definitely.
Hey man, my mom would tell you I can talk the ears off a billy goat, man. But like I say, I try to just make sure that I'm speaking from my experiences.
Yes,
and where I come. But like I said, just having that open minded, man, to sometimes put your personal pride and opinion to the side and hear somebody else out a little bit. Hear from another person's standpoint who may have a different experience from what we had. And once we can do that, then like you say, we can have that conversation. You'll be surprised that, what will be accomplished, once we get over this hurdle. I really see things really becoming genuinely better for everyone. Honestly, that's just my personal opinion on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I'm a newlywed. I have to shout out my wife, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you, man.
Yeah. 275 people, man, we wound up doing in front of 20 because of coronavirus. So to all my extended family friends, please do not, blame my heart for it. I just wanted to make sure everyone was safe during this time. But like I say, hey, Ellen, she's from Pompano.
Pompano. So, yeah, she right down the street from where we at in Broward County, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, man. There's a lot going on down here. So y'all definitely in a great place right now. No, definitely.
I certainly appreciate the invitation, man. I just thank you too, Jennifer, and what you're doing. And like I say, no matter what you've been through, you using that to educate and empower people to where they don't have to make the same mistake. And also, whatever mistake that you did make, it don't define you. This moment do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we greatly appreciate you. We appreciate everyone that tuned in. We appreciate everyone that's going to be watching. And we're moving forward. We have, let me make sure I don't leave nobody out. Much respect from Demario Burton. We also much respect to you and the great job that you're doing over there in Greater County, man. Definitely. We definitely salute that brother. And at the same time, let's go ahead and close this thing on out, Keith. If
all hearts and minds are clear until we meet again, same time, same day, next week. Peace.
Peace out. 7 p.m. next Tuesday, man. We appreciate y'all. Have a great one.
Stay safe.